Hello, my name is Drew, you're you, and I bet you didn't know this, but I know something about you, and that is you want to hear about fountain pens. Otherwise, you just might have something wrong with your finger and you accidentally clicked on this video, in which case, hang tight, maybe you're just a dormant fountain pen fan in need of some information. I'll give it to you, and I will, whether you like it or not, because we're gonna roll things out with BENU here real quick. And look at this, I have a light today. Hopefully this makes things better, because this is lit for the pen cast, not necessarily for products. But look at this, y'all. We're gonna spice things up. Hopefully this isn't too disruptive. All right, here we go. BENU came out with a new line of pens. And it is called the Astrogem collection. This collection, come back, is derived from an asteroid, an actual asteroid, by the name of, I'm going to butcher this here, it is called the Oumuamua, something like that. But allegedly, this asteroid was told to BENU that it looked like a BENU pen. So BENU was like, let's make a pen out of this. And thus the Astrogem collection was born. You'll see that we've got a lot of facets, a lot of familiar BENU-ness, but the facets are a little asymmetrical. I mean, they're symmetrical in their own way, but not in any way we have yet seen. The one I have in my hand right here is the Pallas. These are all named after actual asteroids. Here we have Clio. This one has a beautiful, like dark teal mixed in with some purple shimmer. And you can see these facets just catch the light beautifully. These pens are all really stunning. I mean, look at the detail there. That is a ton of fun. All of these look really great. We actually ended up carrying all of them because they all look amazing. Here we have Juno. This one is really bright and a lot of fun. Next up, we have Leto. This is one of my favorites. I love the combination of green and gray. And the depth, again, with the resin that BENU makes, you really get to see multiple levels. It's not all right there on the surface. And I love it. Next up is Echo. And this one looks a little familiar. I think I've seen a similar style of this in one of the BENUs that take the smaller nibs, but these are all the larger number 6 size nibs made in Germany by Schmidt. And they're really well balanced in the hand. They're not heavy pens. They're all plastic, but not so light that it feels insubstantial or cheap, but also not restrictive by weight. It feels well balanced. Next up we have Apollo. And this one is just, boom, very vibrant. All of them are very vibrant. You know, what am I talking about? But I don't know, the blue and the red here just really pop nicely. It's not a pen that I have seen this color combination in yet. And then finally, what I think my favorite might be is Midas. I don't know why. Maybe you think it's ugly. I don't. This color combination is just so different to me. You've got this beautiful translucent kind of amber there in the center band and the grip section. I really love that. I don't know, there's something about this one that just strikes me. It's a really funky combination. And I'm glad BENU is trying some new things. So here we go. Don't ask me the names of them again. I have them all mixed up now. But these are the Astrogem collections. This is the Astrogem collection. These pens are all 100 and, oh gosh, I'm blanking now. These are $175. So 7 designs, each of them named after a famous asteroid, and all 7 are just uniquely lovely. They're all going to have that same shape, and yes, they do post. You do get, you know, some little notchiness back there that allow you to post your Astrogem. It's pretty long posted, but it's not super back weighted since this pen is not a heavier pen. So if you just wanted to, I would say this is not necessarily a pen that is, you know, feels better posted, but it's very functionally posting if you just wanted to keep track of your pen if you're writing on the go. That's usually how I post my pens. I just kind of just to keep track of pens, not really for keep track of caps, not really for balance or anything, but this works. You know what? This one's really cool too. Maybe this one's my favorite, or this one. Oh man, I just don't know. I like a lot of these. Maybe you do too. And if you do, they are available now here at the Goulet Pen Company and elsewhere, but you know, mostly here. If you are curious to learn more about any of the products I'm going to mention today, I will leave links in the description below. And right here, I'm going to link you to the new release section of our website, which you can always check to look at new releases. We also have a section for coming soon products too, you can check out. All right, let's move on to the Spaccanapoli. This is a pen from Delta, and it is a new model. And what's crazy about this model is that it's only $120. So we've got, get out of here, BENU. You were new. Now you're not new, BENU. So we've got this one, that one, and that one. But you know what? Before we get really into the Spaccanapoli, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to unbox one for you. Here we have the fourth color of Spaccanapoli that we're going to be carrying. This one is in a orange box. The others are in black boxes, as you can see here. This one is a little bit special though, because this is our exclusive color here of the Spaccanapoli. We're very excited about this one. But a little backstory here. Each pen is going to come with a bit of literature, including in both Italian and English, a little description of the significance of the Spaccanapoli street in Napoli. So there's kind of a artistic rendition of the street. The street itself apparently is very rich in culture, inspiration, art, and whatnot. I'm not going to butcher it by pretending I know anything more about it, but that's what this card is for. So I like this. It's a very nice card stock. It's textured. It's just for $120. This isn't something I expected to come with the Delta. More specifically, with luxury Italian brands, it's hard for, I'm not going to say it's hard for them. It's hard in general for any pen company to take a luxury item and then bring it down to an accessible price point, in this case $120, which for a lot of people that's insanely expensive, but for an Italian luxury fountain pen manufacturer, it is not. But to get a pen at this price point that feels like that brand, that's something difficult, and not, you know, most pen companies aren't able to do that. We'll find out if you think they are, you know, but one thing I do think is worth noting is that you do get some literature here that feels like Delta. It feels like luxury accoutrement. So I do appreciate that. So far, the delivery here is pleasing. So once you unbox, you are greeted with the standard crinkly plastic. And then we've got this pen. This is the Terre. So this is our exclusive. It is a flecked resin with, I wouldn't say this is brown and blue. You've got blue veining, strong blue veining throughout, and then a, I guess it's definitely an earthy tone. I'm not sure if it's a little purpley, a little browny. Either way, the blue veining is what really stands out to me, because that is super vibrant and it has a shine that is really gorgeous. You do have some trim rings here in blue, and then you've got a dual trim ring here on the base of the cap in both blue and silver, you know, so steel. And there we go. That is the Spaccanapoli in Terra, and we've got a wheel clip here, and then a medallion embedded into the top of the cap with the Delta logo as well. So this is a cartridge converter pen with a stainless steel Jowo number 6 nib, made in Germany. So you can be guaranteed of quality there. You've got the standard Jowo feed as well. And then it comes with a converter, of course, branded by Delta. So really nice threads there. It's a very balanced pen. It, I guess, is a larger pen. I would say it's pretty average. You can post it. It doesn't post all the way to that trim ring, but it does have a section here on the back that does make it post friendly. And it is not a heavy pen. Honestly, it's a lot like the BENUs we just looked at. It feels about the same weight, but I don't know, I could be off there. We do have weights and measurements on our website if you want to learn more about those. But while it is a wider pen, I do appreciate the wider grip. It's a very comfortable grip. A lot of folks have told me that a wider grip is more comfortable for them long term, especially if you have chronic hand pain. So in addition to the Terra that is exclusive to us, we have Friends. So these are called the, let's go with this D'Angio, which is predominantly black, but with some really unique trim. And this is not just yellow. If you look closely, you've got a little bit of a tortoise shell pattern going on here with the trim. It's very subtle, but I quite enjoy it. I think it's a nice touch. Same overall design, but if you wanted just a very subtle, very professional looking pen with a hint of fun, D'Angio is there for you. And then we've got Sarah Cassano Brown. Again, we've got some trim, in this case black, and then again the dual up here with the chrome and the black. The Sarah Cassano has a bit more of a vintagey vibe with its flecked resin. And these are not injection molded. With this sort of material, these have to be turned from a single piece of rod stock. And that, I think, is, I don't know if it's uncommon that you see that done at this price point. To place this on a lathe and have it spin with the CNC machines and then, you know, grind it down, that takes considerably more effort than you would usually expect for $120. So that's something, you know. Usually the more affordable pens, again, $120, all things considered, the more affordable pens are injection molded. But so it's pretty impressive to see these turned resins. And then finally, we've got this one here, and this one is known as Filamarino Blue. And we've got that same sort of tortoise shell trim that the D'Angio had, but in a dark blue flecked resin. And this one is a very strong color, absolutely gorgeous. You've got blues, blacks, and dark grays. And in my opinion, these grays are the showstopper. The blue is lovely, but the pearlescence of these gray flecks within the blue, I think, really drive home something impressive. So there you have that. So again, $120 for any or all of these. The Delta Spaccanapoli. Will likely be seeing more of this brand, more of this model. I think that, in my opinion, they did a great job with these. They do feel like Deltas, in my opinion. I've held quite a few of them. The quality does not seem to have been compromised in any way. So if you're a fan of Delta or have just been curious to try the brand, to experience a Delta pen, I think that you're going to get the Delta experience here at a reasonably entry-level price for an Italian brand. This is made in Italy, usually made in Italy, and $120, not often said in the same sentence. So, Spaccanapoli, check them out. Again, lots more information on the website, measurements, weights, all that good stuff. And you get the literature. Okay, next up, I'm just going to tell you about something now. We're going to pause. I'm not going to show you this because it is involved, but you can see it. We did show it on the Pencast this week. So if you're watching this on Thursday, you're going to need to wait a day, but the Pencast immediately following this video's publication date will have a full unboxing of the Montegrappa Frankenstein. Now this pen, I'm not going to get super into it because I can't show it, but I will show you some pictures now. And you're going to see right now that this pen has a whole lot going on. You've got massive Tesla coils. You've got a table for the monster itself to lay on. You've got a chair for the ink to rest on. The pen comes in a straitjacket that you unwrap. The pen itself is absolutely a monster. Make no mistake. This might be the largest, heaviest pen either Brian, Goulet, or myself have ever held. It is gigantic. Like, it is an absolute monster, appropriately speaking. So, all that. Plus, it has one of those plasma balls, those glass plasma balls where you could touch it and, you know, the electric bolts go to your fingers and stuff like that. It's got one of those in the display of the Frankenstein pen. It's an entire diorama, y'all. It's crazy. Even for Montegrappa standards, it's crazy. Like, this pen is something else. So, definitely worth a look. Trust me. It's unlike anything you've ever seen, because it's nothing I've ever seen. So, we'll move on from that. It's $10,000, so it's still worth a look, though. All right, we're going to talk about some ink now. Sailor came out with some new Manyo inks, and 5 to be precise. And while I'm not going to ink them up for you now, I did ink them up for you, and I'm going to show you what they look like inked up. So we'll zip this back over here. We have 5 new colors here, and here they are. So we've got Manyo. Let me dial this back a little bit. Look at this. Boo! Ha-ha! Flexibility, y'all. All right, we've got Asagiri, Suyu, Ishi, Yu, and Hineguri. So, Himeguri. Basically, well, here, let me show you what is actually going on here. So, here are the colors. They have a nice depth to them, some decent shading, and honestly, some good saturation for Sailor. Am I missing one? No, here we go. It's hiding. Some good saturation for Sailor. Not something you see every day. Very pretty green on Ishi. Himeyuri is a lovely orange with some nice shading, as you can see. Asagiri is a lovely pink, again, with some fun shading. And this is my favorite. You know what my favorite is? You. It's you. You. All right, you. I like this one, jokes aside, because it is a very deep, saturated brick red. And Sailor's not known for their deep, saturated colors. They make some really great blacks, and they do have some pigmented inks. And I'm not saying they don't have it. I'm just saying they're not really known for it. Usually the Manyo inks are more famous for their lighter colors. So it was nice for me to see something like you that I really liked. All right, so I will probably ink this one up myself. But these are all, as you can see here, 50 milliliters of ink, and they are each being sold for $24. So here is the lot. They are all available now, and they flowed very nicely for me. The final color, all 5 of these were very, very nice. I enjoyed writing with them, and if any of these are attractive to you, you can check them out on our website, on gouletpens.com. And the actual boxes, we can get into that too, because they're here, why not? They're solid. Very, like literally solid. Very beefy bottles here. But a lovely presentation, lovely box, very secure in there, and worth a look. Beautiful label too. Nice matte piece of paper there. No complaints. No complaints. All right. And now I believe we have one more. No, we have 2 more. We have 2 more. We have a big Sailor, and we have a Waldmann. We'll go ahead and kick things off with the Waldmann here next. And once again, we've got a beautiful box here as we prepare to talk about Waldmann. And boom, boom, let's take a look at this. I'm going to ramp things up a little bit there. We've got a beautiful fingerprint magnety piece of metal there that serves as an opening point to the Sapphire Tango. This is one of those things that they had to put in there because someone did something bad. Someone did something bad, and that is why they have to have this notice in there. Oof. Anyway, let's move away from the cap here. And here we are with the Tango. So it is, you can already see that there's a lot going on here. I want to talk about this nib because I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm a fan of two-tone gold nibs. And this is a lovely one. The Tango is a really great pen within the Waldmann line because while Waldmann does specialize in metal pens, this one is not obtrusive, not too heavy. It's a slimmer pen. It fits my hand quite nicely. You can post it. It posts really well. And honestly, I prefer that balance. This one I probably would purchase just for the balance. It puts the center of balance right here, which I like, because while I do know that I do not need to put weight on my fountain pens, I don't need to press down, I know that, but having a center of balance that is a little bit farther back kind of tells my hand don't do that, because it does pull back a little bit. I don't want it to be weighted back here, but I don't mind a little bit of a, past that 50% point weight, because it just pulls a little bit, so I can be reminded to just let the pen do the work. And with a pen like this, a premium luxury piece like Waldmann, you don't need to. You really don't. You can just let the pen do the work under its own weight. Not even under its own weight, under the first quarter of its weight. So that's why I personally don't mind a little bit of weight right here where it rests on my palm, but you might be different. And if you are, take the cap off, because it is a heavier cap for sure. What I really want to talk about though is the guilloche. And that's another thing that Waldmann specializes in, and that is the pattern that you'll see here. Not necessarily the pattern, but the act of engraving the pattern. They take a machine and they create this engraving, and then they cover it in lacquer. But this is where you'll actually see some of the sapphire coming out, because down here it looks just silver, because the complexity of the guilloche is such that it kind of takes over a little bit when you're just glancing at it. But when you take your time and really, really look at the pattern, you can get lost. And then you do see the sapphire coming out. And then you've got a Waldmann converter. It also comes with a cartridge. Some really nice threads there too. So this is the Tango Imagination in Sapphire. It's a limited edition. Only 200 of these are made, and they are going to be $480. So there you have that. Got the Waldmann logo there on the clip. It's a really lovely pen. Waldmann there on the center band. And this is number 100. How about that? Made in Germany. All right. So that is Waldmann. If you are not a big fan of this particular Tango, there are other Tangos available. They are all balanced really well in my opinion. I think it's my favorite Waldmann model just because, where the balance that I like when I'm looking at metal pens, but they've got a variety. So be sure to check out Waldmann in all of its nice German-made metal arrays. We're going to wrap things up today talking about this sailor pen. This is something very special. This is an urushi pen, Tamenuri to be exact, Tamenuri Murasaki, which means purple, I have recently learned. And we're going to unbox this together because it's something else. All right, we've seen this before. This is in all the sailor pens. We're not going to spend time with that. So, being very gentle here, I'm just going to pull this out very carefully. This is an expensive pen. It is $1,595. I'm going to just slide this out here. You've got an inner sleeve. I'm going to keep that there so I don't mess with this protective plastic wrap. This box is absolutely gorgeous. It's a bit of a fingerprint magnet, so I'm going to try to not leave too many, but of course I will gently wipe it off before. All right, so this is obviously urushi lacquered wood here with the artist name, and then some other stuff. Obviously I don't know what that is, but the finish on this is just stunning. You can see all the lights, of course, but this is a gorgeous, gorgeous box. I've never seen urushi with, urushi wood with this level of shine. Like, they really took their time with this. Let's place this over here. You can kind of smell it too. Fresh urushi. But you know, you've got this all around, very sleek, like just an immaculate presentation here. And then the pen itself is here. Beneath the pen, you'll have some additional accessories. Oops, sorry about that. Additional accessories, including a kimono case. You've got your polishing cloth and some cartridges here. And then some literature. And this is literature specific to the Tamenuri. Oh, look at this. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to spend a little bit of time learning about this pen. Oh, come on, Drew. There we go. All right. So this is the artist, and all of these are done by the same artist. So that is something special, not something you see all the time. There are only 100 of these made. So this can be done. It's rare, but it can be done. You've got a lot of instructions about the wood here. And look at this. The pouch that accompanies the pen is fashioned from real silk that is used to make traditional kimono wear. The clasp of the pouch is curved from old smoked bamboo. And there that is. There was a lot of intentionality, a lot of detail put into this pen. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on this, but Tamenuri is a makie or urushi technique. You can see here. So a lot going on here. I'm not going to pretend to know everything, but it's here. If you want to pause and read all that, you certainly can. But let's take a look at the pen. Because this pen is quite lovely. So Murasaki, meaning purple. You do get a little bit of a burgundy look here. It's not bright purple, and it is absent any sort of design other than the artist's signature and the number. 81 out of 100 in this case. So it's a very simple pen. You do see some detail there at the base of the cap, where the urushi does lighten up a bit, which is common and one of my favorite things about urushi. There we go. You've got your large King of Pen 21 karat nib, which is absolutely gorgeous, as they are. You've got beautiful engraving there, stunning details. And Sailor's the only company that's doing the 21 karat thing, so they are in a league of their own there. And again, looking at the difference of tones in the urushi, where it ends, its kind of termination points show a little bit more lightness, where you get to really see the depth of the layers. This is a cartridge converter pen, Sailor King of Pen, with that very large converter cartridge shroud there. You get a gold-plated converter to match the rest of the pen, which is really beautiful. Knowing that one person created this, you know, and sat there for months taking care of these 100 pens, like these 100 pens are a chapter in that artist's life, and to be able to own one of these is undoubtedly something special, something that most of us won't experience, but some of us will. And if you happen to be one of those people, congratulations. They are available now for a limited time, as our offerings are pretty short. But there that is. I now need to clean up all of this stuff, but I'll take care of that. You go on ahead. No, it's fine. I got it. I got it. Thank you. I got it. You go have fun. Go do that thing you've been meaning to do. Seriously though, thank you for spending some of your time with me. I greatly appreciate it. I had fun. Hopefully you did as well. If you'd like to click on any of these to learn more, links are down at the bottom. Please have fun. Please write on.